Morning guys, welcome to the shop. This is Jim. This is sort of a quick review of the wire label maker labels. They're heat shrink. I got them on Amazon. I think you can see there, this is the A18053. That's the 3/8 inch. And I think they measure that as a diameter, inside diameter. It's a real thin wall. It's just regular heat shrink tubing, I guess. They're pretty handy. I've used them already, and I'll show you a couple of spots where I put them onto the headphone jack wiring. The 3/8 is big enough to fit over fairly large wire, obviously, but it's a little loose unless you shrink it down. The 1/4 inch I thought was nice because it'll slide on to the wire and stay there without shrinking it down. And that's just for this 2 and 3 conductor shielded stuff. So your mileage is going to vary depending on what you're doing. I think 1/4 inch is as small as they've got. I'm going to look and see because I might like to have even smaller. And then they have 1/2 inch, and they might even have something a little bit bigger. Let me show you an issue I had with the 1/4 inch. The 3/8 fits just fine in my machine, and here's the machine. It's a Dymo Pocket. I don't think there's a model number on it. That's what it looks like though. I've got another one, a Brother, and I looked for the cartridges for that and couldn't find them. It's a bigger machine and has a regular layout on the keyboard, which would be nice, but I think this will probably do. These things aren't really expensive, but I don't want to end up buying a whole bunch for 2 different machines because I'll never use them all. These came in a 4-pack, so I got 2 4-packs and it wasn't too bad. But anyhow, let's look at the issue I had. These are both the 1/4 inch that you're looking at here upside down. Let me get that one out of the way. Excuse me. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. On that one, I had to put that into the mill and clean out a little bit of plastic because that's how it looked, and it wouldn't fit into the machine. And now let me show you the 3/8, which does fit, and you would think that they'd both be the same, but they're not. So there you can kind of see the 3/8 has a wider divider in there, and then the wider slotter goes further to the right. And I think that's really the problem with the 1/4 inch. So be aware of that. If you're buying it, it's not going to quite fit in there right. And I think that's the recommended cartridge for this label maker, but who knows. There's one of the labels I did for the OAT probe. Spelled it wrong, so that's trash. You do need, since it's coming out flat, you got to insert a little tiny screwdriver or some sort of other pointer to open it up, and then you can kind of flatten it the other way, and then it'll stay open enough to get it on the wire. And then over here is where I installed it. And there you can see I actually put the first one on there and shrunk it down. That one's not sliding. I think I got that one slid up over the first one. So here you can see that this one slides down the wire. So what I like about that is, since this is roughed in, I'm not done yet. I'll probably shorten that when I find out where the appliance is and I route the wire and tie it up. Then I'll shorten it and put the connectors on it to plug into the back of the connector on the appliance. And then I'll have to move that wire label. If I shrink them on there right now, I'm going to end up cutting them off and redoing them. So that's what I like about the 1/4 inch. That's just kind of a luck thing that it fit snug on that wire. And that stuff's the 2-wire. This is 2-wire here, and that stuff that we just looked at in the airplane was 3-wire shielded for the headphone jacks. And so the 1/4 inch stuff fits on there snug without being shrunk. I'll shrink them down when I do the final install, but I just thought I'd make note of that. I think that's it. If you got questions about these or something else, leave a comment. I'll talk to you next time.